Hey guys, I'm Parrish.
And I'm Yash.
And today we're going to be visiting Sutton's, the iconic drugstore on Franklin Street.
It's been around since 1923 and it's still kicking.
Yeah, so let's take a look.
Today on Traverse Town, we talked to Don Pinney about the rich history, food, and people of Suttons.
Okay.
Mr. Sutton was James Sutton and Lucy Sutton, who opened the drugstore in 1923 with their cousin, Mr. Alderman. I don't know Mr. Alderman's first name. But Mr. Sutton died in 1958, and Miss Sutton continued to run the business till 1963, when then she sold it in 64 to Mr. Brummett. Mr. Brummett ran it to 77. John Woodard bought it and ran it until 2015. And now I'm the sole owner of the store.
Okay, so you recently became the sole owner of the store.
Yeah, I own just the grill since '94.
So you've been working here for
Since '77.
You've been working here for a very long time. This is your home, basically.
Yeah, my mother and father actually worked here in 1958 and '59 and got married.
Oh, wow.
So my son is the third generation to be working here.
So did you like grow up in the store kind of?
Oh,
Or-
well, my mother would bring me here when I was younger to eat.
Yeah.
She worked here, and when I was born, she took a job as a beautician somewhere else. So, but she'd come and I'd eat breakfast with her until I started school.
Yeah. Oh wow. Wait, so how old were you when you started working here?
13.
13.
Started cleaning shelves and washing dishes, whatever I could do to earn money. You know, that's
After
what
school.
after school or through the summer.
When you
Yes.
were 13, did you think you'd end up being the owner?
Heck no. I thought I'd be a millionaire by the time I was 20. What the heck are you talking about? I was an early millennial.
Oh.
Low blow.
Just kidding.
Tell us a little bit about like all the traditions surrounding Suttons. It's been here. It's been a fixture
Kind of
of
a local
Carolinas
legend.
for so long.
Well, you know, when you've been around so long, you know, we're not exactly legend. We just outlived everybody else. But we have, you know, we got a steady clientele. I've got one customer who's ate the same egg and toast. He's been coming 60 years to Sutton's.
Wow.
He's 86. He still comes every day.
Every day?
Every day, unless he's sick. But I think the thing that makes Sutton so different than any other business is the community involvement. We're part of the community. When the students leave town, we're actually busier. The locals come out, and alumni come into town, and campers and everybody else. You know, we're just known, you know, just word of mouth. We don't do a whole lot of advertising.
Could you just show us around the store?
Sure. Well, of course, everybody knows the jerseys.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we have quite a few jerseys here. We've been collecting them since 2005. That's when I started collecting jerseys. I got this brilliant idea to ask them. And of course, they said, sure, we'd love to get something. So, and of course, we have the photo walls, which are there, and the ones that are hanging on the ceiling. We got the soda fountain, the booths.
Are you worried that you're going to run out of room for photos?
Yeah, well, yeah, the fire department's already told me not to hang anymore.
Really?
They're extremely flammable, so. And we're in a 93-year-old building. Don't run through here with a match, okay? You know, this wall here particularly has a lot of athletes on it. And some of the other walls have lots of locals on it. So, you know, it just depends. We randomly take pictures and put them on the wall. But I have about 10,000 in storage. So if we move this way, of course, I'll show you the penny candy and the vintage drinks. I had to be creative, so we put in the old-fashioned penny candies, kind of like a mass general store, because I was limited what I could sell. But our prize is the vintage sodas. And every one of these are made with real cane sugar. And, you know, like I said, 1845 is the oldest out of Wisconsin. So there's 138 flavors. They come from everywhere.
What's the most popular?
Most popular is going to be Cheerwine because that's a local. And then you'll get into the knee highs and then the root beers. And root beers are really popular. The butterscotch root beer and the salted caramel root beer. And I mean, they're big sellers. And then you get into ginger ales like the Blenheim out of South Carolina.
Oh, I love blend.
Yeah, Blenheim is good.
It's really spicy.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, it sets you up. And of course the kids like the Flying Cauldron, which is not a vintage, but the kids really like it. It's a butterscotch beer. So, yeah, so it doesn't have the root beer, but it's just a butterscotch beer. And of course our prize cooler is about
How
six.
long has this been here?
I purchased it when I put in the drinks. I said I needed something to get some nostalgia here. So, and they're bringing another one that has the little Coke bottles in it that you pull out. But this here keeps cool. It's 60 years old. Has the original compressor on
And
it.
it still works.
Still works like nobody's business.
Yeah, I know.
So we have 138 vintage sodas. Our oldest being from 1854, 40 years before.
Wait, so the soda was made 40 years ago and it's been sitting there like waiting for someone to drink it, or are they like still making
No,
it
the
with
company,
the recipe?
the company was informed and started making that beverage in 1854,
Okay.
which is 40 years before, like
Oh.
Coca-Cola and them came around. So,
I was imagining like an aged beverage, you know, like
Yeah,
vintage soda.
I don't think a
soda.
Coca-Cola will age like a bottle of wine or scotch. I'm sorry.
Probably not.
The one that gets me, people like, and I thought it was the absolute,
Banana.
the worst tasting thing I've ever tasted in my life. But it kind of reminds you of a liquid banana Laffy Taffy.
And people like it.
Yeah, people. Triple X root beer is really good. And then you got L8, which is out of Kentucky, and it'll have 40 grams to 46 grams of sugar, but it has about 4 times the amount of caffeine that any energy drink has. And it's been around since 1926.
Wait,
It is
what?
unbelievable.
Wait, I might need to invest in some of this.
Yeah, that's like 5 cups of coffee. But
What is this right behind you?
this scale here, John bought that from a drugstore going out of business. It basically tells you your weight and your fate. You pick the month you were born in, you stand on it, you drop the penny in the opposite of the month you're born on, and it gives you
Your future?
your future and your weight.
Oh.
Every
Does
time
it
I
still work?
it still works. Every time I stand on it, it tells me one of you get off.
Oh!
Dang, it's gonna say the same thing for me. Is it a quarter?
No, a penny.
A penny.
That's what it says. Opposite month born.
That's not opposite. March.
That's it, right? I was born in March.
Right.
This is opposite.
Oh.
Here, that's opposite.
Okay.
Is that it?
Control your impulse to find fault.
Okay. I guess that applies in a lot of ways. That applies.
Is it?
You guys
It's a
want me to
broad.
put my weight on the.
So here's something else we added when we closed the drugstore, is our pickles and jams and barbecue sauces, and everything's private label except for the few locally stolen stuff. The honey comes from a friend of mine out of Siler City, so if you have allergies, the honey from a local area really helps you out. The Granddaddy is from Wake Forest, and the Pig Whistle is ex-customer of mine. He's opened his own barbecue restaurant in Durham, but he makes his own sauce, which is really good. And on the bottom we have Bertie County peanuts, which are good. They're a North Carolina product, and our saltwater taffy, which is a big seller. And of course, this one here, everybody should try this. This is Frog Jam.
What's so special about Frog Jam?
Frog Jam is a southern, especially from Georgia, South Carolina down, but it's fig,
Big
raspberry, orange, and ginger.
Frog.
That's how you get frog.
frog jam.
So
I
no
was hoping-
frogs.
Yeah, I was wondering if there's actual frogs in there.
And they have a toe jam, but we didn't do well with toe jam. Toe jam is tangerine, orange, and elderberry.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, most people looked at it and went, toe jam, really? We still keep the pharmacy where it looks like a pharmacy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you know, kind of.
Can we go up by there?
Oh, you can go. Yeah, sure. You can come back there. Pharmacy in our awards department, the chair. Somebody brought us the Pharmaceutical Association chair from 1932,
Wow.
and somebody said it and broke the handle, so I got to get that fixed. But some of the indie drugstore where we won that, but there's just we just make it look like a mock pharmacy with the old bottles and stuff that we've had in storage for years.
Okay, so none of that's real medicines or
No, nothing's real. I did go upstairs, I guess, when I first took over and found my mother and father's employment records from 1958.
Wow.
So I did do that.
So a lot of people that work here.
Yeah, most of my staff has been here over 17 years.
17. Wow.
I don't lose staff. I'm a firm believer you take care of your staff, they'll take care of your customers,
Yeah.
and it all trickles down.
Yeah.
You know. I told them when I took over, I said, look, I said, I'm not trying here to make a lot of money, let's all make money together. And so we're a team. And Demas and my son, when I retire, I'm going to leave it to Demas and my son.
Okay.
Because Demas is the head cook. He runs everything.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about a thing, which is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But, you know, giving people a good product for a fair price, it kind of makes you, you know,
Yeah.
part of people's heart. That's what we try to do, is just
Yeah.
make sure that you're a family member. We want you to feel like you're eating at home when you come here.